So, leaving the Walgreens, had to splurge on some razors. This young lady down here, she works in the pharmacy where I get my ephedrine for my muscles, and she I don't know, we would just talk once in a while, and one day when I was here, she was handling a customer on the phone, but she was handling them like they were just, I could tell, like, you know, when someone's on the phone and, all right, can you turn your muffler down a little bit, dickhead? She was handling this customer on the phone, and she said to them in such a nice voice, she's a soft-spoken lady, she said, well, I've answered, you don't have any more questions. Them are all the questions I can answer. Those are questions for the pharmacist. I can either put you on hold, and the person kept talking, and I could hear him, and she said, I've done everything I can for you. I really need to get off the phone now and help other customers. And I was like, after she got done, I bought her a candy bar. I said, that was probably, man, I go, you're good. I said, I was ready to be like, she was like, yeah, you know. So we were talking, and I said to her, you know, we were talking about the weather and da-da-da-da-da, and I said, you're from up north, right? I said, am I wrong? Didn't you say you're from Connecticut? She said, no, Cleveland. I said, oh, yeah. I said, I'm from Buffalo. And I was just telling her, just shooting the shit, you know, like you do with Southerners. That's the one thing I like about the South. So much different than living out west or Vegas. People just will talk, you know. And she said, you know, I fell in love with the sky down here. And I said, you know, it's funny, when I was a kid, I remember seeing Edward Scissorhands at the Palace Theater in the town I grew up in on Main Street, Lockport, New York. And just seeing the fucking, and Edward Scissorhands was filmed here in Florida, about 15 minutes from here. I remember looking at the neighborhood and the houses and how cool the fucking houses were, but I fell in love with the clouds. I knew they weren't fake, you know, the clouds weren't fake because it was too hard to fake back then. You know, this is the early 90s. Such a fucking awesome movie if you haven't seen it, Edward Scissorhands. But the clouds were just so beautiful, and the sky. And the first time I came down here, I was just telling her like where I lived: San Francisco, Sacramento, Vegas, Arizona has beautiful sunsets too. But I just said, she said, you know, she fell in love with the sky, and I said, you know, when I first moved here, I just couldn't believe that the sunsets and the sunrises were like something that I just never fell out of love with down here in Florida. Like, I mean, like the trees, the flowers, I am still, it's like, you know, I'm still in love with all of that stuff. And I just, it's like an enchanted, like Disney, like faraway land, Florida to me, you know, with the little fucking lizards running around, and the pink and the purple and the scenery and the sky, and how low the sky is to the ground, and the magical thunderstorms. I just, you know, I just can't even believe that it's a place on earth. It's so beautiful, and it really makes me really want to go visit like Africa, you know, and Costa Rica and Colombia and the rainforest, you know, and you know, like Madagascar and wherever, you know, like it really makes you wonder at how people, you know, believe in evolution when you see there's a light for night and a light for day, and there's hot pink Jumanji flowers, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just beyond, you know. And after losing both of my brothers, losing my freedom, and losing all my possessions and everything, being able to come down here and get free and rededicate my life to the Lord and really hearing from God, and you know, it just really was such a blessing and such a reward to be be able to have the life that I have. Like, I don't have a fucking checking account. I don't have money. I don't have a fucking car. I'm not getting laid regularly. Like, you know, the shit that most people care about. But I'm free from pills, and I'm free to do what I don't have no fucking kids with some crazy bitch like most people do, or some crazy dude or whatever, you know, that's fucking hoeing around and using drugs or bringing fucking trash around your kids, and you gotta worry about it. Your kids telling you shit, or they're taking you to court or stalking. You know, I don't know, man. I'm just so blessed to be in the position I'm in. I mean, my whole life I feel like I've been in my 20s, to be honest with you, because I just haven't had to really. I've grown up in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways, you know, I tell young people today, don't have kids, you know, don't start a family, don't get married, don't, and this is why I tell them, because your generation and people today don't value people. It's very few and far between that your relationship and no one is old-fashioned, has any morals, probably including to some of the people that are watching this or disagreeing with the information I'm saying. But it's like, you know, don't be disillusioned. You know, like I thought, like when you fell in love, that it was forever and that person would, you know, fucking never leave or whatever. And it's like, it's all, oh, it's because it's not the right person. And it's like, does that even really exist? Because it doesn't say in the Bible, like, there's someone for everyone. It doesn't say that. You know what I mean? It just says man should not be alone. That doesn't mean you're, you know, if God wants you to meet someone, you'll meet someone. That's how I look at it. You don't need to go on fucking swipe left, you know, or whatever. You'll meet someone. And if not, you can find happiness. It's been a year and, you know, since September of 2024, since I've been intimate with another human, so to speak. And I was just talking to a friend today, and they were like, oh, I see you talking to that girl over there at the store, when you were getting your lunch. And I'm like, bro, I don't want nobody coming to my house, and I don't want to go to their house, so I don't know where we're going to link up at. I was stupid to give my phone number to a girl, and I'm glad. I mean, honestly, the one girl I just did in a moment of fucking humanness, weakness, and I'm glad, honestly, and I know that probably sounds like fucking a hater thing to say, I'm glad they didn't call, because it's like, you know, I'm not in a position to be, like, taking care of nobody, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to complicate my life. You know, you gotta end up talking about the fucking Hunger Games or Dungeons and Dragons, whatever, you know what I mean? So, blessed, not stressed.